Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
After a good start to the homestand, the Padres look to avenge an early season sweep of the Braves. Game 1 is coming up. The Atlanta Braves have made their way here to Petco Park, and the Padres continue their longest homestand of the year. It's Game 1 of a 3-game series between the Atlanta Braves and the San Diego Padres. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres Baseball. Well, tonight it is Jhoulys Chacín on the mound for the Padres. Good news that he's on the mound, but also that he's pitching here at Petco Park where he pitches so well.
One phrase comes to mind when Jhoulys Chacín is on the hill. It's home, sweet home, and the splits prove it. Why is he so good? Well, he's got action to both sides of the plate, but when you look at the numbers this season, he's in pretty good company. Martinez, Wood, Estrella, Miranda, 161 opponent's batting average, lowest opponent's home at home in Major League Baseball. 4 consecutive quality starts. He's got a feel for the mound, the surroundings at Petco Park. A lot of pitchers like pitching at home, and I think it's evident. He's got that slider working like he did against the Cubs. I think he should set the tone for this series against the Atlanta Braves. They like to hit the fastball, so he'll counter with that slider.
Returning here with Atlanta, the former Padre Matt Kemp, who's had a pretty good year this year for the Atlanta Braves.
I think a couple of factors, Don. One is that he's healthy. He had some little nagging issues last year with Matt Kemp, and he's dropped some weight as well. So we take a look at the splits. 2016, the batting average way up this year. On base percentage, drawing more walks, putting the ball in play. The average is higher. 62 games. Remember, he was not active when we were playing him in Atlanta. So no Freddie Freeman in the lineup, but still it looks like Matt Kemp getting good pitches to hit, and he's taking the ball from foul pole to foul pole. That's the Matt Kemp we know when he's swinging the bat really well.
Atlanta Braves find themselves in second place in their division heading into this 3-game series, and a welcome sight for the Padres. Guess who's back? Manuel Margot returns to the Padres and the starting lineup. Andrew Green will explain the importance of his return next. presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Tough Shed. For more than great sheds, check them out at toughshed.com. By Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, proud partner of the San Diego Padres. By Honda, great deals are waiting for you now at your local Honda deal. And by Petco, where the pets go. Now the Padres back home again. Three-game series begins tonight against the Atlanta Braves. Before we get it started and send it down to the field, Bob Scanlon. Bob?
Well, thank you, Don. As you know, the Padres have had their share of injuries of late, but some good news. They got one of those important pieces back today in the person of Manny Margot. Let's take a look at the transaction. Manny Margot comes back off the 10-day disabled list. He went on the 24th. Chase Darno placed on the paternity leave. Congratulations to he and his wife on the arrival of their son, Jagger. So he'll be out for a few days. In the meantime, Manny Margot back in the lineup. He'll be leading off. He's happy to be back, and here's what Andy Green had to say about his return to this roster.
You can always continue to give guys at bats till they get hot and bring them up, but you know, Manny's a big part of this team, and we've struggled for offense here recently, especially against left-handed pitching, and he's a guy who's handled left-handed pitching well. So you got a series where you got a couple lefties you got to face, so having Manny's bat back in there and his speed back at the top, huge things for us.
And he's happy to have him back. He did say he felt a little bit bad about yanking him out of El Paso, where it was Manny Margot bobblehead night. Manny was happy that the bobblehead had a beard that looked like his, but if he was asked if he was going to play center field instead of Franchi Cordero, and he basically said, yes, Manny is our center fielder. Franchi's going to play some of the corners, but he's happy to have Manny back. Manny's healthy, and he is ready to go. As for the Padres, no Southern hospitality for their guests. Jhoulys Chacín has no time for that. He'll be going up against Sean Newcomb. Padres, Braves, first pitch coming up next, right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Padres win. A come-from-behind victory tonight for San Diego. They win this series.
Same situation, energy in the building. This is what you want. He's got tough matchups.
The Atlanta Braves are here for game one of a three-game series. Jhoulys Chacín taking the field along with his teammates as the Padres and Atlanta Braves get ready for the first of three. A beautiful night tonight again in San Diego. Last couple of days have been spectacular here. It is time for our weather report, brought to you by your always sunny San Diego Honda dealers. 72 degrees as we get it started tonight. Breeze from the west at 8 miles per hour. Forecast for more of the same tonight. Clear. In fact, not even a cloud in the sky as we get this game started tonight. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, Bob Scanlon with you. Ryan Snitker's Atlanta Braves are here as we check out the Braves starting 9, brought to you by Hyundai. It is Ender Inciarte in center field, leading it off with Brandon Phillips at second base. Nick Markakis in right. Matt Kemp is in left field in the cleanup spot, with Matt Adams just coming over from the Cardinals at first base. Tyler Flowers does the catching. Dansby Swanson bats 7th with Johan Camargo at third base, batting 8th. And Sean Newcomb bats out of the 9th spot, the pitcher for the Atlanta Braves. Starting tonight for San Diego, Jhoulys Chacín.
Here's the guy you want on the hill. First game of a series against these Braves after the off day. Everybody's well rested. 29-year-old making his 16th start. 4 quality starts in a row. Movement to both sides of the plate. This Atlanta Brave team, they like to hit the fastball. I think if Chacín can throw that slider at any count, I think he's going to have some success tonight.
Ender Inciarte standing in on the left side. Get it started for Atlanta. In the grass at third is Spangenberg. And the first pitch of the ball game missing, down and in, and we are underway. Braves played a day game on Sunday and then traveled into San Diego. So they spent the off day here yesterday in San Diego, beginning this West Coast trip for Atlanta. Braves are in second place in the National League East. A fair distance behind Washington, who's kind of run away with it. 8.5 games better than the Braves, but the Braves with 36 wins on the year. Nationals are 45-31, while Atlanta 36-39. And Brian Snitker, of course, was the interim manager last year, had that interim tag taken off. He is the manager of the Atlanta Braves, and on 4 pitches, Jhoulys Chacín walks Inciarte to start the ball game.
Oh, this is where the Braves can do some damage. Inciarte and the Braves, when you talk about the stolen base, it's really not their gig, but he leads the team with 10. See if Brian Snitker can put something on, put him in motion possibly to get on the board early.
And Brandon Phillips, the longtime Cincinnati Red, stands in here on the right side. 301, 7 homers, 28 runs batted in 68 games so far for Brandon Phillips. Here's a strike from Chacín.
By the way, Brian Snitker, he's in his 41st season in the Braves organization, finally getting a chance to manage at the big league level.
Talk about a guy who has earned this position. I like to see that when managers who have been instructors or managers in the minors stay within the same organization and move up to the big spot. The job.
Worked his way up all the way from the minors to AAA. Then he was a third base coach, and then, as you mentioned, Don, interim, and then named manager. Definitely a guy that his players respect. I mean, they love playing for this guy.
They've won 7 of their last 10 games. There's a pop-up right side as Myers will step into foul ground. Round number 1. Let's check out the Padres defensively, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Left to right in the outfield, it is Jose Perella. Manuel Margot returning to the Padres lineup. First start since May the 24th. Hunter Renfroe in right, Corey Spangenberg at third with Eric Ibar at short. Carlos Azuaje at second. Will Myers at first, and Luis Torrens doing the catching for Jhoulys Chacín.
How happy is Margot to be out there in center field after being on the DL?
When he first went down, didn't look like it was going to be that bad, but then all of a sudden we saw him in the walking boot and realized that it was going to be a much bigger deal. And here we are, better than a month later, finally back in the lineup.
And that's one of those situations with the way the season's going, right? You don't want to rush that.
No.
You want to make sure that he's ready to go 100%. If you feel good, ready to go, hey, take another few days.
Well, the veteran outfielder Nick Markakis standing in here is welcome sight to see Margot back here with the Padres and his familiar leadoff spot as well. Just outside, and Markakis ahead here 2-0. This is a pretty close pitch. And look,
the running fastball as Torrens is set up away off the plate at 91. If he's going to peck away for a strike on that pitch, he's got to get that down. Outfield is swung around that way, the left field line.
That's a strike, and it's 2-1.
We mentioned earlier on the left side there, swung around that way, covering the left field line and the left center field gap.
Check it first, and Ciarte's lead was not terribly large, but he gets back to the bag safely.
As I mentioned earlier, the stolen base not really up the sleeve of Brian Snitker. They are 11th in the National League, although Ciarte with 10, he could go.
Chassin here in the first has fallen behind. First three hitters here, starting with Ciarte, who he walked, and Phillips before he got him to foul out, and now Markakis with one on and one out. Now Matt Kemp back here with the Atlanta Braves. There's a liner to left, and that's going to get in for a base hit in front of Pirella. And aboard is Markakis, and Ciarte takes second base on the opposite field single. Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Oh, Quiet Kemp. He's having one heck of a year. We talked about him in the pregame. We talked about him in our open as he digs in. And Rock the rookie. Rookie for the Atlanta Braves. Sean Newcomb on his fourth start. Hopefully they can rattle him, get him in the stretch, and have a lot of base runners early on.
Now 2 on, 1 away as Kemp stands in. And it takes strike one over the outside corner.
Well, he looks a lot thinner, doesn't he? Than it was with the Padres. Listed at 210 in the media guide. There's a two-seamer on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Outfield swung around that way, opposite field.
Well, the number is certainly better for him, coming in hitting at 320. It'll bounce in and nicely blocked by Torrens. Good numbers for him. 320, 12 homers, 35 runs batted in, and 62 games for the Braves, playing left field with, of course, Nick Markakis, the everyday right fielder. Kept leaving here at the trade deadline a year ago. Framed by Torrens, but it's outside for ball 2.
I think that's a two-pitch strike that a lot of hitters will swing at. And now falling behind 2-1. Dangerous count here.
One trouble spot for Chassin has been the first inning, and trying to get through this first unscathed, worked his way around a walk and a single. That's a strike, and it's 2-2. Kemp was kind of moving back out of the way, and it picks up the corner. 2-2.
Now this is the money pitch. Look at Matt Kemp, even straightens up on that one. Does a little jackknife on the outside part of the plate.
He was fooled.
Yeah, a nice frame by Torrens as well. Legitimate strike, but he stuck it really well. The glove didn't even move.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here with 2 on. And a grounder to second baseman Azuaje, on to first for a double play. That worked out great. 4-3 on the twin killing as Kemp grounds into it. The Braves threaten but do not score. Another DP for the Padres. Coming up in the bottom of the first inning, and we check out the Padres lineup, brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Manuel Margot back in the starting lineup and in center field with Jose Perella in left field. Will Myers at first, Hunter Renfroe in right. Corey Spangenberg getting the start at third base with Eric Ibar at short. Carlos Wahe, who just started that DP, and Luis Torrens doing the catching. Jhoulys Chacín, the pitcher, out of the 9th spot for the San Diego Padres. On the mound for the Braves, Sean Newcomb, ready to make his 4th big league start of the year.
Throws all four. 4th-year pro, and #1 pick by the Los Angeles Angels back in time. At times, he can be a little wild through his minor league days. As Don mentioned, his 4th start. I like this kid's build. 6'5", 255, and he pretty much relies on 2 pitches, although he throws 4, fastball and the curveball.
So he's 255. You're 255-ish. What's the difference?
He's got like 3 inches. He's 6'5". I'm 6'2".
Okay.
Yeah.
This one fouled off to the right, out of play.
That's a nice, easy delivery, also from Newcomb.
That's great to see Manuel Margot back at the top of the lineup where he belongs. Padres leadoff hitter, 259, 4 homers, 13 runs batted in. Has not played since May the 24th, and a healthy hack right there.
That's the curveball from Newcomb. Keep an eye on his delivery also. Is this fastball delivery the same as the curveball? Sometimes youngsters, and happens quite a bit, where maybe tip pitches and hitters can recognize that. Does he keep the same cadence, the same arm slot?
Get a good look right here.
Hides the ball well. Nice, easy delivery. Good follow through. Ends up in a good fielding position. It's probably going to top out about 92, 93. Maybe a little hotter.
On the outside corner for strike 3. Margot didn't think so, but he takes with him the first strikeout for Sean Newcomb of the night.
That's the old big old curveball. Ended up at the belt buckle. Is it a strike? Ooh, he gets a call.
So 1 down here in the first inning brings up Jose Perella, who had been leading off in the absence of Manuel Margot, and he slides to the 2 spot in the order. Got a couple of leadoff home runs, too, to be exact, in the absence of Manuel Margot. Grounds this to short. Dansby Swanson, 2 down in the first inning. Time now for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks.
Well, since the rookie's on the hill, Sean Newcomb, the left-hander, let's take a look at the arsenal. We talk about the fastball and the curveball. Average fastball 93.7. His curveball 78.4. And he's going to use the fastball obviously more. Now, can he throw the curveball when he's behind in the count? That last curveball you saw was a 2-strike curveball, and it seems to me that he has a good purpose pitch down in the dirt. So let's keep an eye on that as well tonight. Can he throw it early for strikes, out of the zone late to have these hitters swing?
And Sean Newcomb, highest chase percentage in the last month. Leads in that category.
Yeah, now what tells me is that, chase. The hitters chasing balls out of the zone. Well, we got that big curveball. It looks so good out of the hand. Next thing you know, it's going to be a ball. You go to the point of no return, you swing and miss, and that's a chase. A ball out of the zone.
Well, Myers down here 1-2 with 2 down in the first inning. Myers will foul it off, protecting the plate.
There's a 94 from Newcomb.
Renfroe hoping to get a chance here in the first inning. There are 2 outs on a strikeout and a ground out to get it started. Newcomb was working kind of quickly, so Myers backed out, trying to break up his rhythm a tad. Newcomb coming in 0-2, but a nifty ERA under 2 at 1.96 coming in his 3 previous starts for Atlanta. Full count. Big plate appearance here right now for Will Myers. Myers has reached base safely in 11 of his last 12 games. Myers sends this out towards deep right center field. That is back, and it is going to be gone up over the top. No, it's going to hit the top of the wall apparently, and Myers now has to sprint into second base. He thought it might be gone. Looked like it hit the top of the wall. The umpire, second base umpire Jim Reynolds, out there to make the call. Andy Green wants it checked here, and they will check it. I think that's a home run at first look. We will get a better look here. But I thought it hit up on top and then came back in after hitting something behind the wall.
Well, this is the Will Myers we know and love, driving that fastball the opposite way. If it goes above that pad, is it a home run, or does it have to go over the concrete? It definitely hit. That ball hit
on top of
yes,
the wall.
It
came back, which
yeah.
I think is probably going to make it a double, unfortunately. I think if it hits the top of that wall and then goes out, then you got yourself a home run. But because it came back.
You know what's weird about that? You know, usually a ball when it hits on the corner, that hit above the corner.
It did.
And it seems like the padding is so soft and it has so much give that the ball
came back,
kind of crinkled in it and then came back. So I don't know, balls I've seen hit that and then go over, Don, I think it's been a home.
Yeah, usually there's a yellow line sometimes at the top of that wall too that will give you some separation. No yellow line at the top of the wall here in right center.
See, yeah. See how that hit? Okay, if you can back that up, guys, right there.
Yep.
See, there's that line, and the ball hits above the line. I mean, the corner, I should say.
Yeah, because the line's just the advertisement.
Right. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen a ball do that.
Will thought he had a home run, so he's kind of in the home run trot, then had to turn it on between first and second base. The call on the field was a double right now, and not sure that it'll be overturned. You're right, though. I think if it does go from the top of the wall to the first row, then it's a home run. But in this instance, it came back without touching anything else.
I mean, if they know that,
Andy Green is coming out here while they're still reviewing, and it is a double, so nothing has changed. Padres lose their challenge.
I just heard somebody say ground rules.
So that was an umpire's review. It was not a challenge by the Padres. The umpires wanted to get together and review it, which they can at any time, and they chose to do that.
Okay.
Andy Green is now referring to the ground rules.
Here's my question. Okay, you know the angle, right? Where the wall comes up, then it goes straight.
Right.
If the ball hits the concrete, comes back in, that's a home run, right?
Right, but it didn't.
Right, but what I'm now my next question is, if it hits the top of the angle and goes over, is it a home run?
Yeah.
So why isn't that a home run? If it hits there
because
and goes
it
over,
came back.
But it's over the line.
There is no line out there.
I know,
it's
but
an advertisement.
I know, but my question is on that 90 or that 45-degree angle, above that 45-degree angle, is that considered a home run?
I don't
if
think
it hits
is.
above that.
I don't think it is. If it hits on top of the wall and comes back, it's a double. I think. Because a lot of places there's a yellow line that signifies the top of the wall.
But that one
it doesn't have one here.
My question is, that literally hit on top of the wall. It didn't hit here. It hit here.
Right.
See, and that white line doesn't go flush all the way up.
Yeah,
it hit like here.
Right, and it ends right there. It's not a line of demarcation. So 2 down, Myers at second base here with a double.
Well, that's a hang with him.
Yeah, it is. And Renfroe now standing in on the right side. Renfroe at 219 coming in, 15 homers and 35 runs batted in. '75th game of the year for the right fielder. Strikeout, ground out, leading to the double by Myers. Setting the table here for Hunter Renfroe. Either way, that was pretty good at bat from Myers. Fouled off some, took some before getting that double off the top of the wall. Would have been home run number 16 of the year. So close. And a 7-pitch at bat before getting that double. Waiting on deck. Padres batting here in the bottom of the first inning. Myers in scoring position at second base. And a roll or a foul. We'll do it again. 1-2.
We got a nice battle going on here.
Just missed inside, and it's 2-2.
Fastball in. 93. Keep an eye on that fastball into the righties. See if Newcomb is not afraid to do that.
Ooh. He had the outside corner at 95. He does not. It's a full count.
Not missing. That's definitely off the plate for a ball. Good take by Hunter Renfroe.
A long at bat here. 8th pitch of the at bat coming up here for Renfroe. And a swing and a miss. Newcomb comes back to strike him out. Padres leave Myers at second base. Done with one without a score tonight in San Diego. Matt Adams has been red hot since coming over from the St. Louis Cardinals to the Atlanta Braves, and he has really In the last 14 games, hitting at .358, 6 home runs. Been a great pickup for the Braves.
It really has, with Freddie Freeman now on the mend. Looks like he's going to be coming back soon. So we'll have to see what happens there. Freeman has been taking grounders at third base. So Adams, and the reason why he's getting more reps, right? And not just against righties, but righties and lefties alike. And I think the more reps you get as a hitter, the more pitches you see, the more of a groove you get in. And Adams is really taking advantage of it as we watch Freddie Freeman taking in a big league ball game tonight.
Yeah, he has traveled here with the Braves, worked out, took ground balls today at third base. He will do the same as he goes to Gwinnett. And we'll be back with the Braves when they return home again at third base. Matt Adams this year, and first 31 games with St. Louis. Last 34 with Atlanta.
Yeah.
About the home runs, 12-1.
And Don, the at-bats, right?
Fly ball struck pretty well to center. Margot has room. And he makes the catch for out number 1 here in the second inning. Freddie Freeman has been a first baseman. He is now going to try to be a third baseman with Adams playing at first. And this was him earlier this afternoon taking ground balls at third.
Freddie did play some third base in high school. I was talking to Chip Carey and Joe Simpson, the voices of the TV Braves, and I said that the last time that Freddie has played third base, but it's like riding a bike, right? You go back there and you feel comfortable.
And he's working with one of the best instructors in all of baseball, and Ron Washington, who's on this Braves staff, and working with him at third base. There's Wash, the former manager of the Texas Rangers. Longtime instructor, one of the game's best coaches.
Good baseball guy right there.
Third base coach right now. One out and nobody on. Tyler Flowers, the batter. He'll take a strike to even the count at 1-1. Flowers coming in, hitting at .327 in 52 games. 6 homers, 25 runs batted in. Chassin worked his way around a walk and a single in the first inning. Big double play turned in that inning, 4-3. On the ground down the third baseline, a foul ball. Spangenberg going to get it for good measure and flips it into the first row of seats.
He just made a fan for life. I'll tell you what, even though she's wearing a Braves jersey, Corey Spangenberg just became her favorite player of all time.
Won't forget who gave it to you.
That's right.
A ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the second inning. Last 24 games, Flowers hitting at .383. And he shoots one into right field, opposite field base hit for Tyler Flowers.
MLB.TV every night, every device. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live, plus get a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
So 1 out, 1 on. Dansby Swanson coming up here. Shortstop at .230. 6 homers, 32 runs batted in. Swanson leading National League rookies with hits. 61. He's 3rd in runs scored with 33 on the year.
You know, this game of baseball, done like any sport, right? With the young players drafted #1. Swanson's case, Diamondbacks trade. the hype that goes along with it, right? A lot of pressure on a kid, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
And is Dansby Swanson going to be that guy who could possibly be, you know, the guy for the Braves, especially an elite position like a shortstop? You know, I think he'll be solid. I think he'll be a guy that you can put out there consistently and he's going to help your club. But is he going to be a home run guy? Probably not. Is he going to win a Gold Glove at shortstop? No, have to wait and see. A lot of good young shortstop these days.
Entered last year as Atlanta's #1 prospect. Went on to make the Major League team in August. Ground ball out to second base. Wide is second for one, throw to first. Not going to be in time. So Flowers retired 4-6 on the force out. Swanson reaching on the fielder's choice. And they're now 2 outs here in the second inning.
Just not hit hard enough. I mean, Aswahe to Ibar, he got rid of it quickly. And I'm thinking, even if Aswahe goes for the tag, I just think Dansby Swanson getting down the line, just because of the way that ball was hit, that was going to be a tough double play.
So 2 down, runner at first, and it brings up Johan Camargo. Camargo, third baseman, hitting at .292. No homers, 10 runs batted in. On the outside corner for strike one. And his first major league start back on May the 19th. And his major league debut April the 11th. Start of the year at AAA Gwinnett. Outside 2-1. Chassin gave up a single in the first, has allowed a single here in the second so far. Camargo fouls it back to the screen, and it evens at 2-2.
Is it just me, or has there been a lot of pitches thrown already in this ball game?
Feels like there has been. Total of 23 in the first inning by Sean Newcomb. This is pitch number 37 for Jhoulys Chacín. 20th pitch of this inning coming up here for Chacín. And it's a pop-up off third base. Spangenberg into foul ground. Takes care of out number 3. Top of the second inning is in the books. Scoreless from Petco Park.
This is where my run started 27 years ago. Every time you walk through the San Diego High and you see the trophies and the plaques, and you know, when we say, hey, we want to win league, or we want to win CIF, or we want to win state. So all the goals were set here.
This is going to be a good one. Tonight we meet a world-famous marathoner. His name's not Don Morcillo, who was the only man in the world to win the New York City Marathon, the Boston Marathon, and an Olympic medal. Learn which of the three is his favorite tonight after Padres Live. That's good. That's a good story right there.
Well, we head to the bottom of the second inning. Corey Spangenberg leading it off here for San Diego. Tries to bunt his way on, does a nice one here by the mound towards second, and Phillips can do nothing with it. Bunt single for Corey Spangenberg starts the bottom of the second inning. They try to push it past the mound there and out towards second base.
Perfectly placed with the left-hander Newcomb. You know, he stays in a pretty good fielding position, but just a little bit off to the left side, and just he can't place that anymore perfectly. Great bat control by Corey Spangenberg. He gets a little hop and a step in that batter's box, staying in the batter's box for the bunt single.
The bunt single to begin the bottom of the second inning. Here's Eric Ibar. As Spangenberg gets his lead, Matt Adams holding him on over there at first.
I'm anxious to see what type of move Newcomb has. He used, I don't want to say a slide step there, but he was very quick with his leg kick and getting to home plate on that last pitch.
Bounces in, gathered by Flowers, played it on a hop. Ibar with a home run on Sunday in the finale against the Detroit Tigers on Sunday. Ibar, his 6th home run of the year for the veteran shortstop. Swing and a miss at a fastball up.
Here's the quick delivery of Newcomb. Just a short leg kick, long stride. Gets in a good throwing position. I like this kid's mechanics. Big, strong kid.
Newcomb making his 4th major league start this year. 1.96 earned run average coming in. Allowed a 2-out double to Will Myers. One single here to Spangenberg to begin the second inning. Toss over and back is Spangenberg.
I'm sure there was a lot of video work with Mikey Tompkins down in the video room. Guys watching Newcomb's pitches. Let's move to first base. To righties and lefties alike. Got a lot of stuff going on down there. Now see that pitch where it was caught? I'd like to see where that pitch was on Fox Tracks. Because that you know, where it crossed maybe the front of home plate. Let's check it out. Just missed inside.
30th pitch coming up here for Newcomb. After 23 in the first inning. Ibar hits it in the air to right field, down towards the corner. Markakis onto the warning track in front of the Petco porch to make the catch down there in right. And Ibar retired for the first out here of the second inning. Closed captioning is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. One on, one out, and it brings up Carlos Esquaje. 167, no homers, no runs batted in. Now start at second base. That's where he's been pretty much every day since being called up from El Paso.
Let's see if Newcomb consistently pitches lefties away. I feel if you were to chart every pitch lefty on lefty, more than majority of the time. They're going away. Fastballs away, breaking balls away.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know why more lefties don't pitch lefties in. Away. It's a conundrum. Righties pitch righties in. You know the old adage that a lot of people think lefties like the ball down in. I think righties like the ball down in sometimes. Not every one of them.
He's lined into right field for Suaje. Spangenberg will stop at second base as Markakis gets it back in for Atlanta. Suaje with a single to right field and 2 on with 1 away for San Diego here in the second.
This pitch, the curveball, speeds up his bat. Curveball at 75, the left-hander can recognize. I mean, that's just like a big old roller up there. You can almost see that Suaje almost stops his swing, recognizing that pitch after getting out in front with his foot. Now, if that's down and away, it's maybe a different story. That was definitely a mistake.
So 2 on 1 away. Luis Torrens the batter. 206, no homers, 2 runs batted in into his 31st game of the year. It's a fly ball down the right field line, foul ground. Matt Adams going over towards the seats, as is Markakis. And Markakis makes the catch as Spangenberg tags and moves over to third base. 2 down. Nice play by Markakis. Right at the short fencing down the right field line and foul ground.
And as soon as that ball was up in the air, Corey Spangenberg is tagging. Whoa, rattles around off the heel a little bit. There's the tag. Oh, you're right, though, Don. That's good concentration on the part of Markakis.
Two on, 2 down. Jhoulys Chacín, good hitter for a pitcher. 8 for 25 in the year, hitting at .320. Most hits by a pitcher on the year. He is tied for second in that category with Robbie Ray of the Diamondbacks. And Jacob deGrom with more. And a pop up here, foul ground, playable for Matt Adams, who makes the catch that ends the inning. So the Padres left a runner at second in the first. They leave 2 on in the second. We're scoreless through 2.
It's actually rocket science. They didn't hit it very well, and you like pitchers to throw pitches that hitters don't hit very well. It's really simple, very much the same thing we saw with Drew Pomeranz. Like, obviously like the shape of it, like what it does, but when Jhoulys throws it and throws it well, it misses bats.
Andy Green explaining, look, it was not exactly rocket science to figure out that Jhoulys Chacín had a pitch that nobody could hit. When you look career-wise, opposing hitters that hit only $160 against that slider. The question was, why was he not throwing it more often? a simple question, and Andy said, look, oftentimes we get caught up in the dogma. You got to work off your fastball. Players get caught up in, coaches get caught up in it as well. So far this season, he's thrown that slider 50% more than he's thrown it in the past. It's been very effective for him, guys. Sometimes you got to break the rules and go with something that's working. Back to you.
Ken, thanks very much. Well, the slider's been working for him, no doubt.
Yeah, but it's got to be a quality slider, don't you think? It just can't be a slider down the middle of the plate for a strike, because that's going to get tattooed. Well, no, granted, sometimes it's going to get swung on and missed. Sometimes it's going to be popped up. But I tell you what, when he locates that slider and a darn good pitch right on the corner, just maybe a ball's width off, that's when it's nasty.
2-2 is in there for strike 3. Newcomb knew it. Takes with him first strikeout of the night for Jhoulys Chacín.
Well, there's your argument for the DH in both leagues. That was sure exciting, wasn't it? Right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm weighing one way or the other.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the National League style, but it's just.
That wasn't the most exciting at bat you've seen this season.
I was on the edge of my seat.
One down here in the third, Ender Inciarte. Walked in the first inning, only free pass served up by Chacín on the night. Big gap out in right center field. And sharply a ground ball to first, nicely picked by Myers. 2 down.
That's a hang with them for Inciarte, and one heck of a play by Will Myers. Inciarte has been a burr in the saddle for these San Diego Padres. It's a good thing erasing him in this inning for 2 quick outs.
So 2 down brings up Brandon Phillips. Fouled out to the first baseman, Will Myers, in the first inning, 0 for 1. Last 12 games, Phillips, who has been hot all year, even hotter. 353 batting average, and this one through the right side into right field. Base hit for Brandon Phillips. So the Braves have had a base runner in every inning so far in this contest.
That is shortening up the swing and just playing a little game of pepper with the right fielder Hunter Renfroe. Phillips did not try to overswing on that pitch at all. It's a pretty darn good second baseman right there in Brandon Phillips.
He's aboard with 2 down here in the third inning. Brings up Nick Markakis. A single to left field in the first inning. One of 3 Atlanta hits so far off Jhoulys Chacín. Markakis 33 years of age. High fly ball out towards deep right center field. Renfroe going back, so is Margot, and out in right center field. Margot is not going to make the catch, and it's out of his reach up over to the seats. It's a double for Markakis out there in right center. Good bid though by Margot, and Renfroe was headed out there as well.
I thought Manuel had it.
Thought he did too.
I thought he was going to get it. Boy, a long way to go. Man, what a great effort. What a great effort. Let's go back to the pitch. Slider down. Okay, speeds up the bat of Markakis. Now, look at Manuel is playing on the shortstop side of second base. I'm thinking Hunter Renfroe's got a beat on it, but here comes Margot, and oh, just missed it. Off the track, into the San Diego deck.
He was there.
Yes, he was. For an automatic double.
So second and third now, 2 down. And Matt Kemp grounds it back to the mound. Chacín's got it. He'll flip to first, and again, Kemp will lead men on. Grounded into a double play on the first. This time grounds back to the mound. Chacín out of trouble. We're scoreless after 2.5 from Petco Park. For our fans of the game, brought to you by Fan Diego.
He's a Khalil Green fan. Number 3, former shortstop for the San Diego Padres. He could pick it a little bit. In fact, you know, I retract that statement. He could really pick it. Did you ever get a chance to see him play?
I did. And Margot leading it off here in the 3rd inning. Where's he now? Do you know?
Somewhere down in Florida, I think.
Margot struck out looking in his return in the 1st inning. 2 Ks for Sean Newcomb.
If he's watching Padre baseball, we wish him well. Good kid, great kid. Good hit, good field. He's changing speeds on his fastball, Newcomb. 92, we've seen it hit 94. Busting that one into the righty at the knees.
Back to him. Able to reach across his body to grab it on the backhand. And Margot retired 1-3 for the first out here in the 3rd inning.
Don, I think we just saw a changeup from Newcomb. It was at 86, and he kind of slowed down his. Yep, there it is. See him turning over a little bit. 4-seam grip, kind of dipping down and away off the end of the bat. He went to University of Hartford. Where, I mean, I know it's in Hartford, but where?
It's in Hartford, Connecticut.
Connecticut, right? Yeah. That's what I was saying. But have you ever been there?
Yes, I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't have to yell at me.
No, I'm not.
It's like University of Hartford. Where's that at?
It's in Hartford.
Yeah.
It's amazing how that works like that.
I mean, they're really not a. I would have to say University of Hartford is like a hotbed for hockey.
I don't know that it is.
Really?
No.
Really?
No, they have a good basketball team. I know
Do
that.
they really?
Yeah.
What's their nickname? Mr. Massachusetts,
They're the
Connecticut.
Hawks.
The Hawks?
Yes. My brother-in-law does their games.
Really?
Yes. He does the Yard Goats, and he also does the University of Hartford.
Wow, that's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like your attitude tonight. You're kind of being a smart aleck. I don't like the way you're answering my questions.
Like, let me ask you something. So, where's the University of San Diego?
Well, I mean, like in proximity to the city
Really?
of Hartford. Where is it? Like on the north side, the south?
It's in Hartford. I mean, Hartford's not that big a city. Well, 2 pitches foul back to the
It's
screen.
like, where's USD? Oh, it's down by
Okay.
Moreno Boulevard there. It's, you
Yeah.
know, Mission Valley, west of Mission Valley.
You know, like my attitude? Attitude's solid tonight, I think.
I really don't.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Perella.
I'll bet you they're in the America East Conference. Is that right?
Yep, that's what the media guide says.
Calling me out.
Swing and a miss for Perella. And they're 2 down in the inning. 3rd strikeout for Sean Newcomb. Will Myers on Sunday homered for Will, his 15th home run of the year. And I honestly thought he homered here tonight.
Well, I hope that he is starting a little bit of a trend, because that double he hit was to right center field with some authority. And we know that when Will stays on the fastball and drives it that way, he's swinging the bat really, really well.
Will Myers with a double. His first time up, now a base hit. Second time up into left field. So Myers 2 for 2.
Swinging early. Got him extended, even though that ball is away. Boy, the wingspan of Will Myers enabling himself to get that ball. The ball actually hooking off the bat of Will Myers for the single to left.
So 2 down, Myers at first, Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe struck out swinging in the first inning and takes strike 1.
You know why I think you're in a bad mood tonight?
Why?
It's because that fish that bit you today. I think it was a poisonous fish and it's going to your head.
I've never had a fish bite me before. This was the first.
Well,
Renfroe is swinging a miss. I actually tweeted the fish that bit me today, and I tweeted the picture, and then I tried to get the hook out of the fish's mouth, and that's when he bit me.
Well,
so the fish,
I think it was a venomous fish.
If you check out my Twitter account, you will see the fish that bit my hand. And some question is whether or not it was.
I think it's going to your brain, and I think
rabid.
Yeah. When you start foaming at the mouth, I'm out of here.
It's not good. This area right here is where I was bitten, and I'm starting to lose feeling in this finger and that finger, which is not good. Right?
It looks swollen, or is that normal?
It's normal. It is a little swollen, a little bit. Left side. Camargo's throw is in time, and Renfroe is out. Padres are gone. We played 3 without a score. For the top of the 4th inning, time now for the ARCA top tier player profile. Matt Adams with 31 RBI since May the 21st. He's coming over from the St. Louis Cardinals. Only Mike Zunino with more of the Seattle Mariners. That's on to the 4th inning. And a fly ball headed out towards right center field off the bat of Matt Adams. And that ball is going to one hop up off the wall. Renfroe plays the carom, but into second base. There's Matt Adams with a double to begin things here in the 4th inning.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, Matt Adams, since being acquired with the Atlanta Braves, more at-bats, righties and lefties alike, and he is swinging the bat pretty darn well. Going down and getting this one and pulling it to the right center field gap with some authority. Too far for Margot and Renfroe. And there's no way that Adams is going to try to stretch that into a triple. He does not have blazing speed. Plus, with the arm of Renfroe, that's a double for Adams.
Well, he's at second base with nobody out here in the 4th inning. Anthony Gwynn Jr. with us here as we move along to the 4th.
What up, T?
How you guys doing?
How you doing?
I'm pretty fantastic.
Tyler Flowers getting his second at bat of the day. He singled to right in the 2nd inning.
Now, as a pitcher here, what I'm going to try to do is keep the ball over here on the left side. Keep that runner at second base. How do you do that? 2 seamers in. And Tony, I know you batted left-handed, but as a right-handed hitter, what's your thought process here with that guy on second base?
You want to try to move him over, but listen, Flowers just swung the bat pretty good. He may try to elect to try to drive him in. I mean, especially now he's 2-0. He's in a strong position to maybe get a pitch that he can handle and drive in the middle of the field somewhere. But you know, once you get 2 strikes, you have to kind of sacrifice for the ball club's sake at that point. And you're trying to hit that ball to the right side.
Up the middle and into center field. Adams was headed back towards second base, so now he gets to third. He wasn't sure he was going to get through. Flowers got a base hit. He's 2 for 2 in the game, and it's 1st and 3rd now for Atlanta with nobody out in the 4th inning.
That 2-0 slider right there, and right back up the middle. Not very good base running by Adams there. In that particular case, as the guy on second, you got to know where your infielders are before the pitch is thrown. Had he paid a closer attention to that, he might have got a better jump and possibly been able to score right there.
Well, that could be a break for San Diego. You get a punch out here, and then you put the double play in order. Get it out of this inning.
So 1st and 3rd, nobody out, and Dansby Swanson, which on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning.
Just safety squeeze here. Just a thought. Nobody out though. You give him a chance to drive it in, right?
It might not be a bad idea. The pitcher spot is only, you know, two batters away.
I'm thinking bottom of the order.
You would have to think that Camargo's not going to get a lot to hit, especially if there's runners in scoring position with the pitcher behind him.
Little pop up, and back comes Torrens towards the seats, but he won't have a play. Leadoff double by Matt Adams starts the inning. Flowers with a single back up the middle to center. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. In there for a strike. Gosh, I see he could use something that doesn't include contact here. It wouldn't be bad to have a strikeout here. Has 1 so far in his outing.
Well, will he counter something down and away here off the plate? Now 1 and 2. That was a good 2-seam fastball in. Maybe chase something off the plate.
And that's the key. Is it has to be off the plate, away.
That's what we were talking about, Tony. The one in Chicago, to where maybe it looks like out of the hands could be a strike, but ends up maybe a ball's width off the plate. You have to protect with 2 strikes.
You do. You have to protect. And look, Chacín made his pitch right there. He pitched it exactly the pitch he wanted to make. You tip your cap to Swanson and you try to make another pitch.
you know, 2 sliders in a row. You might bust him in with a 2-seamer again right here.
I mean, you saw how uncomfortable he was on the strike too. Didn't even hack at it.
Juan Camargo waiting on deck right now for the Braves. Nobody out, 1st and 3rd. And a 2-2 pitch coming up here to Swanson. And a swing and a miss. Chacin needed that. 2nd strikeout of the night for Chacin. Is out number 1 of the 4th inning.
Sometimes you get away with the hanging slider.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, it's on the outer half of the plate, and it looks like he really opens up that front side, Tony.
Yeah, it's up, and he's obviously worried about that fastball in that he took for a strike there. So it's set up those next 3 sliders, because really you could argue that Chacin only threw 1 good slider out of those 3, but because he created that room in with that fastball, he had room for error at that point.
1st and 3rd, 1 away. Johan Camargo. It's a fly ball pretty well out towards deep left center field. Pirela going back at the wall. That ball is going to be off the bottom of the wall. 1 run is in, and Adams Flowers coming around behind him. Throw goes to 3rd, and he is out at 3rd. The 2 runs come in. Adams scored, Flowers scored, 2 down to the inning.
This ball's driven to left center by Camargo. Looked like the fan reached over, but didn't look like he was able to actually make contact. Padres getting out, but not without. Ooh, he got hit right in the face.
I think he did. So that's a ground rule double. One of the runners has got to go back, right?
They have a challenge.
Wouldn't Flowers end up at 3rd base?
Yeah.
So that'd be a break for San Diego if, in fact, that's the call.
But then they wouldn't have that 2nd out. I mean, you prevent the run.
Right.
But now you have runners at 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, pitchers up. No challenge, so
2-0 on top the Braves here. Base is empty. Newcomb, the pitcher, fouled off the end of the bat. He was a strikeout victim in the 3rd, 1 of 2 Ks for Chacin. Strike 2. Put out a 3rd, went from 7 to 6 to 5. A 2-run double for Johan Camargo as the Braves on top 2-0. And Newcomb strikes out, 3rd K for Chacin, but a 2-run top of the 4th inning for Atlanta. Braves on top 2-0. Chris Sale started the All-Star game last year. May started again this year. He's 10-3 with a 2.77 earned run average. Washington Nationals signed Francisco Rodriguez, who was just released by the Tigers. Saw them over the weekend. And Tim Tebow on the move from Low A, Columbia. to St. Lucie, although his batting average not that great at low A, moving to high A.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for Tim Tebow getting an opportunity to do something that he loves. But, I mean, there's got to be somebody in the organization that's hitting better than 220 that deserves a call-up. But
probably.
It makes you wonder what the reasons are behind it.
The first thing that comes to mind, and once again, Tim Tebow, hey, if that's his passion, his dream, want to try to do that,
yeah.
And the Mets are an organization that are going to grant him that, hey, good for him.
Absolutely.
I smell a promotion, maybe, though. As far as, not a promotion as far as going to a higher classification. I mean, as far as
St. Lucie promotion, yeah.
I would tend to agree with that.
People in seats, maybe?
Yep.
Did you play in the Florida State League?
No, I did. I missed out on that heat that is usually going on around this time.
I kind of wonder about the crowds there this time of year. Spangenberg leads it off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Spangenberg with a bunt single, kind of pushed out towards the second baseman in the 2nd inning. It's been a great month of June for Spangenberg, and having a chance to play every day has been a real key. It seems like timing at the plate for him has been very good.
He's been really good, really consistent, and I think you see the little adjustments. You had Joey Votto here not too long ago, and the one thing you noticed was how much he choked up on the bat, and I've suddenly started to see Spangenberg, especially with 2 strikes, do just that.
And sharply out to Camargo at third base for the first out here at the bottom of the 4th inning.
Tony, I ask you as a hitter, when you do something like that, it was a great swing, it was a great approach, line drive right at the third baseman between the ears. What's going on?
Well, the trick
How tough is it?
The trick is to convince yourself that that's a good thing. You know, you don't want to make outs, but it's not necessarily results that you're looking for. If you can go up and repeat the same thing you just did that last at bat, you're going to have more success than you are going to have failure.
Let me ask you this now. Let's say you're struggling.
Ibar to deep left field. Back goes Matt Kemp towards the track at the wall. He leaps and is able to make the catch at the wall and left. Eric Ibar is out number 2 of the 4th inning. It's a loud out, 2 down.
Wow.
I thought he got it.
I did too. If you guys saw my reaction, you thought that that ball was going to be out. How about this? Over the last 2 or 3 games, this park has changed into the old Petco Park, it seems like. There were some balls crushed in that Tigers series that didn't go anywhere. This ball was very similar to that. Kemp didn't even get all the way to the wall before he made that play.
So it's getting back to, let's say you're struggling.
Yes.
You smoke a ball right at somebody. Do you feel good about it, even though you made an out?
When you're struggling, that's not so much.
Yeah.
That's usually when you don't want to hear anymore, hey, good swing.
Right.
Stay right there. You usually want to disappear into that back tunnel over there.
Break something.
And break something. Scream, break something. I know there were a couple teams I played on that had a punching bag back there, and it usually was reserved for the bat.
Zwahe with a swing and a miss, and Newcomb has a 1-2-3 4th inning. Played 4 tonight. Braves have a 2-0 lead. Presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by your San Diego Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. By Saquon, play, win together in the heart of San Diego. And by the all-new Subaru Impreza. Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 28 miles per gallon. More than a car, it's a Subaru. Well, before the game, Big Brothers Big Sisters were on the field as they launch a new program, Big in Blue program, connecting youth one-on-one mentoring relationships with local police officers. And a great ceremony before the game. Shelley Zimmerman was here, the San Diego Chief of Police, as part of the on-field ceremony prior to the game. Big Brothers Big Sisters, great program.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. We had the lovely pleasure of having a few of them come by the set today.
Oh, nice.
Before we got started today.
It's the 5th inning and the top of the order. Ground ball softly hit to Myers. He's going to wait on Enciarte to arrive. He does, to tag him out. With the first out here of the 5th inning. Well, Braves have had at least one base runner in every inning. Chassin could use a quick and easy inning here. He's not had a 1-2-3 inning yet, and that pitch count at 67 pitches. With one out here in the 5th inning, brings up Brandon Phillips. Phillips 1 for 2, single to right field his last time up.
Braves have done a good job of laying off the wipeout slider that Chassin possesses.
Yeah, he had that pitch going in Chicago.
Yeah.
6 strikeouts in those 6 innings.
Chassin's always been one of those guys that once he settles in, it's tough to get him.
There's that good slider there. Who had the toughest slider from a right side, Tony? You as a left-handed hitter. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but
Man.
But he will anyway.
There had to be one guy that just.
Let me ponder this for a second. I don't want to miss anybody. There was a lot of good sliders that I swung over.
On the ground, softly hit Ibar, racing in on the run. His throw in time to get Phillips.
You know, Greinke had a really good one in Milwaukee. I faced him a couple of times in Kansas City when he was really running it up there, and he has one of those sliders that genuinely looks like a fastball until the last second.
Did you face John Smoltz?
I did, but it was at the end when he was with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
2 down here in the 5th inning, brings up Nick Markakis. 2 for 2 in the game. He is singled to left and doubled to center field. Toughest pitch to hit.
Change it. Out of the. I mean, when a guy has a good changeup, his arm motion doesn't slow down. It looks exactly like the fastball coming out until you start to swing. And it's not there.
It's got to be a bad feeling.
It's a terrible feeling. And I think after that, I would say would be the split, a good split finger fastball.
I remember asking your dad that same question. He came up with the same answer.
Did he really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yep. The good split, he said, and a changeup.
I think that the distinction of being able to throw the ball as hard as you can and the grip changing the velocity on it is what gets you.
Lined and caught third base by Spangenberg. So Markakis was vying for his 3rd hit of the night. Spangenberg robs him. It's 2-0 Atlanta.
Bottom of the 5th at Petco Park. Kick off your 4th of July weekend with the Marlins battling the Brewers Saturday 12:30 only on FS1. Then Aaron Judge and the Yankees take on the Astros at 4 on your local Fox station, or you can watch it live on Fox Sports Go, a doubleheader of baseball. Get your baseball fix right here on Fox.
Last of the 5th inning, and Luis Torrens going to lead it off. And second at bat, he fouled out down the right field line, first time up. Tony, I don't know if you heard about this or not, but I was bitten by a fish today.
I did hear a little bit about it.
In the bay.
Was this fish ginormous?
I don't know what it is. I think it's a speckled bass is what I'm told. I don't know if they are venomous or not, but I think
Paul, put up your hand.
Right there.
Right
The question is, though, is there swelling is what Mud wants to know, or am I just fat?
Or is that normal, the sausage fingers?
Sausages.
So I've decided now that I'm going to bandage it because I think that it could be like leaking a little bit, some sort of substance, which is not good.
Do you have any Neosporin?
It's like green. Is that bad?
Do you have any Neosporin you can put on it?
Gotta put something on it.
Now, is the Band-Aid going to actually help it?
Okay, here's the culprit. I think we
got the fish. There it is. That's the guy. I took that shot, I tweeted it out, and then I tried to get the hook out, and that's when he bit me right in the hand.
Well, put a hook in your mouth. You're going to bite the guy, too.
You're a little irritated, too, right?
Yeah.
Chopped to short. Swanson backed up on it. Still has time. Throw low, but dug out by Adams. Nicely done to get Torrens 6-3.
Are you feeling like queasy or nauseous?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I know you're not a doctor or anything, Bud, but what do you think? I mean, am I in trouble here? Think it was venomous? Because there is some burning going on.
Well, we can always Google the speckled bass, and we can certainly find out.
It's not good. It could be the end.
Are you losing feeling in your digits?
Yes, like these two fingers. One down for Chassin. Chassin fouled out to the first baseman, Matt Adams, in the second inning.
Did he just like bite and let go, or did he clamp on?
No, he let go. It was quick, but then there was blood and stuff. Chassin strikes out. That's 5 Ks now.
Are you sure you didn't like
get myself at the hook? No.
Like the barbs on the hook or something?
Nope. I mean, that's because here, there's a top and a bottom. His face was the top and the bottom. You clearly see. The day after the Padres score 5 more runs, get 50% off any regular menu price online order at papajohns.com. Enter promo code Padres5.
Tony's looking up venomous fish.
Did he find any in San Diego Bay?
Let me take a look at this one.
I'm waiting.
There's a top and a bottom. So it's clearly his face. It's not a hook. A hook would be one thing. What do you think, Doctor? Am I in trouble?
Well, wait. When you wake up tomorrow morning, if there's a red line from there, like going towards your heart, down your wrist.
If I wake up tomorrow morning,
Yeah.
you say.
Oh, man.
That's 6 in a row, retired by Newcomb. Ooh, swing and a miss. He seems to be settling into his outing right now.
Tony, were you the type of hitter like one pitch and at bat, like you're going to come out of your shoes if the time is right? Or were you always trying to be under control?
It was calculated. I think as I got deeper into my career and I understood what the pitcher was trying to do to me more often, I did. I picked my spots.
Because that 1-1 pitch, now it went 1-2 because it was, I mean, he came out of his shoes there. And it was a fastball. And I was just wondering if there's one pitch in that bat you maybe want to try to do some extra damage to it. Wow.
Swing and a miss. Margot strikes out for the second time tonight. Newcomb with 6 Ks through 5. 2-0 Atlanta.
Kemp. Y'all are funny right off the bat. I mean, I came here and you know, I had a couple injuries, so it was tough for me getting back. The further I get away from my injuries, I feel like the more I get back to myself. And I worked hard when I was here. I enjoyed my time here, and you know, I gave San Diego everything I had.
Matt Kemp a little taken aback by the first questions coming at him about his time in San Diego, but saying that, look, he gave everything that he had. He fought through some injuries while he was here, and as he gets roundly booed by the Padre fans here, it doesn't sound like he has any regrets about his time here in San Diego. He's certainly gotten off to a hot start since joining the Atlanta Braves, those guys. He's hit .302 since putting on an Atlanta uniform and hitting .320 so far this season. And part of it is because of the hot May that he had. You recall he hit .186 for the Padres both years he was with them in the month of May. .347 in a Braves uniform. That makes a big difference.
Thanks very much, Scan. And he'll swing away here and lift one back at first. Foul ground. Myers has a play, and he makes it for the first out here of the 6th inning. Kemp 0 for 3 in the ball game. I think the Padres fans taking exception to some of the things he said when he left, too, which is part of it as well.
Absolutely. He went public with some things that
he did
rub the fans the wrong way. You bet. Rightfully so.
So one down here in the 6th inning, and it brings up Matt Adams. Adams has flied out to center and double. Five in a row retired by Chassin, who has worked here into the 6th inning.
You know, it's amazing this game of baseball. You guys have seen a lot yourselves as well, but one pitch makes that's one pitch this game that makes it 2-0. That's that double off the bat of Camargo. Other than that, keeping Kemp quiet, doing a good job with Adams, although he did hit the double. Making some good pitches.
That's how it's been really these last 5 or 6 games with the Padres. You've seen good pitching, and it's really just been about timely hitting one way or the other. Mud is continuing to laugh at you, playing with your finger.
To first base at the backhand goes Myers. He's got it. He'll take it to the bag for out number 2.
But yeah, that's what the games have boiled down to. Really good pitching, good defense, timely hitting. And when you're playing in these close ball games, like you said, it could just be one pitch that changes the outcome.
Turns out there to talk to Chassin with 2 down here in the 6th inning.
Was it a puffy fish?
No, it's a speckled bass.
Are you sure it wasn't like a sculpin? I guess they have poisonous spines. It wasn't a sculpin, was it?
You know, it kind of does look a little bit like a sculpin.
But the spines didn't get him, though.
No, it wasn't the spines. This was the teeth. It was like a snake bite.
Except without the venom.
Yeah. Well, we don't know, though. We're unsure.
I Googled it.
There's no venom?
There was no venom around.
Why is it burning then?
I don't know. I don't know.
Tyler Flowers 2 for 2 in the ball game. And a pop-up foul off to the right out of play.
You know, the slider from Chassin, even I've noticed tonight, even when he throws them like hangers over the plate, the Brave hitters, they're kind of opening up a little and working underneath it. They're really not staying on it. We've even seen some right-handers kind of buckle on it a little bit.
Yeah, I think from a right-hander standpoint, when you're getting that breaking ball, just because it's hanging doesn't mean you can swing how you want to. It's still, most of the time, it's still going away from you. It's just not going away from you as sharp.
Like that one there.
Yeah.
Myers headed over towards the seats, and Myers will lean in.
Look out.
And not have a play.
When you see big league hitters popping balls up, as we could look at Myers here, he's a lot closer to that than I thought. But when you see big league hitters popping up, especially right-handed hitters, Flowers is a guy who can drive the ball to the ballpark. Kemp is a guy who can drive the ball to the ballpark. When you're seeing balls kind of have that fade towards the right, towards the seats, that usually means they're coming off the ball. When you drive a ball to right field, it has a backspin and it has true carry. It doesn't have fade to it, like you hit a golf ball, like when I hit a golf ball. It has a strong fade to it, you know. When you hit a ball the right way, the other way, just as when you hit it the right way on the pool side, there's no curve to it. It's a direct flight most of the time.
Five pitches deep into his outing is Chassin through 5 2/3. That's be Swanson waiting on deck right now for Atlanta. There are 2 outs though in the 6th. And a fly ball to left field. Perella moving over. And he'll make the catch that ends the inning. 7 in a row retired by Chassin. 5.5 done, 2-0 Atlanta.
Beginning a 6th inning of work. What's been working for him, guys? The curveball, the fastball. He's touching around 93-ish, 94. The curveball, he'll throw it away to the lefties. He'll throw it anywhere. Righties, lefties alike. And Tony Gwynn, I ask you, because I've noticed it's just a subtle little difference between sometimes when he throws his curveball, the arm action, and he kind of slows it up. Did you see the same thing?
I did. Especially when he threw the first pitch, get me over curveball.
Right.
It was really slow at the top of his release. Whereas the ones he snapped off were a little bit harder, but even those were different than the fastball release.
And you can pick up on that.
Yes, yes.
Well, Jose Perella leading it off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Perella, Myers, and Renfroe. Went around, according to home plate umpire Lance Barrett.
Well, I can see where the ceiling for this kid, Sean Newcomb, is it's going to be a high one. I like his build. I like his stature. I like his demeanor on the mound. He's got a pretty good idea as far as how to pitch, right? He's just not a thrower.
Down the line and right towards the line. Marquez long run, not going to get there. He'll throw to second base, though, and safe at second base is Perella. Good slide. Go to the third base side of second base to elude the tag.
Listen, when you're down 2 runs, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. He finds an open spot in that Bermuda Triangle out there. And because he's running hard out of the box, as you see, he's able to get to second base, keep his team out of a double play situation. Great hustle by Perella here. He comes out the box quick. He smells hit. And he's thinking double the entire time.
Wow, he turned it on, too. And Tony, as a base runner that plays right in front of you, he had a great vantage point also.
Yeah, you can see the right fielder having to bust it to get down there, and you're gauging that ball falling at the same time. So heads up base running by Perella, putting himself in scoring position.
Leadoff double for Perella. Here is Will Myers, his 3rd at bat of the game. This has doubled and singled on the night. Newcomb's first pitch strikes overall 16 of 21 so far.
It's always a good place to start if you're a pitcher. First pitch strikes puts you in a position where you get to kind of dictate what's being thrown.
First pitch strikes to 15 the last 17 for him.
You know, we've seen the changeup from Newcomb also. Let's see if he breaks it out here. Runner in scoring position. Will Myers probably looking for a fastball. He's seen a lot of fastballs and curveballs. I saw a changeup, I think it was last inning from Sean. It was a pretty good one.
Skips in for ball 2.
Maybe pitching around him a little bit, maybe. That looked like it was a. If he walks him here, you've got Hunter Renfroe on deck.
You get up over 76 pitches, and the average jumping to 300 against him so far. So pitch 79 coming up right here with nobody out in the 6th inning.
That could be an issue.
3-1 to Myers.
Relatively small sample size, but we've seen that across Major League Baseball, right? Guys get a certain pitch count, and they start to fatigue.
Renfroe waiting on deck, nobody out, last of the 6th inning. Myers hits it on the ground to shortstop as Swanson looks to run it back at second, then throws out Myers.
A good 3-1 pitch, breaking ball, curveball.
Well located, down.
That's why I think, you know, I don't know whether that was a pitch round or not, but it just didn't look like he was really attacking him.
He didn't. I mean, he was nibbling with the fastball, and then a 3-1 curveball.
Right.
Like, that's usually a sign that a pitcher is going to try to let you get yourself out, as opposed to him attacking Will Myers right there.
1 out, Pirello at second base. Hunter Renfroe, the batter.
And you could tell the fatigue may be starting to settle in because that first pitch fastball wasn't well located. It was supposed to be away, ends up being in the middle. Fortunately for him, Hunter seemed to be taking the entire time.
Renfroe striking out in the 1st inning, grounded out to 3rd in the 3rd inning. Pickoff play at second, and back safely is Pirella. Getting in was Brandon Phillips, second baseman.
Brandon Phillips playing some reindeer games out there with the ball.
They'll tag on him a long time.
It's interesting. Generally, when you get a close pickoff play and the runner is aware that it was close, it plays mind games with you as the runner. You don't want to continue to keep pushing the envelope and put it in the umpire's hand, especially when you're down 2 runs here in the 6th.
Looks like his lead is a little shorter too.
Yes, and that is the idea of a pickoff, is to shorten up that lead. That secondary has to be a little bit bigger now in order to score on a hard hit ball into the outfield.
And you know, I think I saw Flowers. You know, I'm always concerned about the pick behind the runner after a pitch.
The Padres so far in this game 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. There's Phillips again, trying to keep him close. Payoff pitch, and a swing and a miss. Elevated, Renfroe chased. Strikeout number 7 for Sean Newcomb. 2 down.
That's pitching right there. He went up the ladder. That's a four-seam fastball up by the Padres on the chest and in.
I mean, it's something that you're just starting to see more and more in our game right now is pitchers have started to make the adjustment to the launch angle. They're starting to pitch to the top of the zone. You know, for so long it was always taught down and away, keep the ball down.
Yep.
And when you got guys who are purposely now trying to put the ball in the air, the only way to combat that is to pitch at the top of the zone.
Seems like a lot more of those guys lately too, trying to put the ball in the air.
I think the launch angle, it's a cool statistic. I think there's just pieces missing. We talk about the launch point, but we don't talk about A and B before you get to the launch point. How do you get to that launch point in order to have success on a consistent basis? You know, I deal with a lot of youth kids, and all they hear is launch point. And there's things that have to happen in order for you to get to that point where you are at the optimum launch position, or launch point, I should say.
Well, it's second base, 2 down here in the 6th inning. Look out. Almost got him on the breaking ball. Over his head. Slipping out of the hand.
See what Corey did with the bat here? Watch him with the bat. He ducks. He gets the bat out of the way too. If the ball hits the bat, it's a foul ball.
That's right. I've seen that same pitch put in play.
Yeah.
And boy, you hate to give an at bat up like that. Trying to get out of the way of the baseball and leave your bat in the wrong position.
3-1, and it's called a strike. Full count now.
I mean, he's been 3-1 to Myers, Renfroe, and now Spangenberg, and has been able to make pitches from those counts. I mean, those are normally hitter counts. He's putting this ball on the black away.
Payoff pitch. And it's fouled off. We'll do it again. Pitch count is rising, though. It's been a 20-pitch inning, and he's up to 92 in his outing. Working with a 2-0 advantage with 2 down here in the home half of the 6th inning. Inside, and that's ball 4. So that is the first walk of the night allowed by Newcomb.
I think that's why Corey has had some success really this last month. I think he's done a wonderful job of fouling off tough pitches, extending the at-bat. And he's seen a lot of pitches. And sometimes he'll line a ball and make an out. Sometimes he'll get a hit, but he's been drawing walks. And when you get to this part of the lineup, that's what you want to see. You want to see him put more pressure on the pitcher, forcing him to make more pitches. And Corey's done a fantastic job of that this month.
And just now, I see a couple of bodies moving around in the Braves bullpen.
Nobody's been warming up until now. Looks like some stirring going on out there. There are 2 outs, runners at first and second. Eric Ibar coming up. He has flied out twice, deeply both times. Once to the track and right, once to the track and left, but he has nothing to show for it. 0 for 2. And he takes strike 1. Fastball.
Pretty straight away in the outfield and also on the infield, just a little bit shading maybe to the left side, but Phillips a little bit closer to second base. Oh,
0-2 and got him on the backswing, getting a piece of Tyler Flowers. He's to be okay.
That's why a lot of the catchers elect to go with the hockey mask. That backswing catches you, and the hockey mask protects a lot more of your head and face, whereas the old school mask that we see here doesn't protect as much. Fortunately, this ball catches him at the top of the helmet, but his back catches him at the top of the helmet.
Bounces in, he blocks it. Gets tangled up initially with Ibar, but no advance for the base runners. Double start of this inning for Jose Pirela. Myers grounded out. Renfroe struck out. Spangenberg walks. So runners at first and second, 2 down. 25th pitch of the inning coming up. On the outside corner for strike 3. 8th strikeout for Newcomb. Padres will strand a pair. Ibar not buying it. 2-0 Atlanta at the end of 6 from Petco Park. Johan Camargo back in the 4th inning with a double off the bottom of the wall. Scores Adams and Flowers. Only 2 runs of the game. Gives the Braves a 2-0 advantage. Well, the Padres got a leadoff double by Pirela, but then Renfroe would strike out and Ibar would strike out to end the inning. And out of the jam, Sean Newcomb has thrown 97 pitches. Through the first 6 innings, we head to inning number 7 with Atlanta on top 2-0. Dansby Swanson leading it off here in the 7th. Jhoulys Chacín at 87 pitches, working here to his first hitter of the 7th inning.
Well, Don, the last 2 times out for Chacín, he's thrown 88, 85 respectively. This next pitch will be 88. Now the first 2 pitches up in the zone a little bit, and that's what Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, that's what Andy Green look at. The location of his pitches as it gets late here in the 7th inning and up near the 90 pitch count. A nice slider there.
There is action for the first time tonight in the pen. Jose Torres. 7 in a row retired by Chacín. Swanson, I think, went.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did, according to Mike Winters.
Oh,
yeah. If he hits it, it's a triple.
I don't have to say anything anymore.
It's gotten bad. 2-2 pitch going to miss, framed there by Torrens. So I know what you're going to say, so then I jump ahead now. I'm already to the point where
you're learning.
Yes. I don't know if it's good, but
slider, fastball away, two-seamer, bring it back.
High chopper to short. Ibar plays the high hop. Throw is good, accurate, and in time.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres and all sea bass that bite.
One out in the 7th, 8 in a row. Retired by Chassin.
Spotted sea bass.
Johan Camargo coming up. I'm going to bring you with me next time I go. I know you're not much on boats.
I love that.
But the Sun Dolphin is quite a vessel. Just enough room for you and me.
That's what bit you today.
Yeah. Grounder foul outside first. See, normally because it's just me out in the Sun Dolphin, I have to put stuff like the anchor and stuff on the right side to keep it even. With you and your 255-ish on the other side of the boat, it'd be perfect.
Counter.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, we'd be level. In the air to left field. Pirela going back towards the corner, and Jose will get there to make the catch. Into the slide he goes into that left field corner. Nice catch out there by Jose Pirela.
Well, he timed that one perfectly. Rather than going on his feet into that wall, concentration, the catch, and then breaking it down into the slide. Oh, hold on now. Secures it in the glove for the out. The ball was at the top of the webbing a little bit.
Well, Newcomb will bat for himself here. 97 pitches deep into his outing, hitting for himself. And the 2 down here in the 7th inning. Well, Pirela's really come a long way defensively in the outfield.
Yes, he has. And you know what? Before the ball game, you go out there for batting practice. You read balls off the bats of the hitters. You know, coaches are out there hitting you fungos. Just repetition with anything. The ball slicing down the line. You know, you got to give it a little bit more.
Struggled at times during spring training in left field. We saw that during the spring, and making some nice plays out there now. Swing and a miss, and Newcomb strikes out. 10 in a row retired by Chassin. Little help from his friends like Jose Pirela. The bottom of the 7th. The 7th inning stretch is brought to you by your San Diego Hyundai dealers. That's on to the bottom of the 7th, and more Sean Newcomb back on the hill with 97 pitches in his outing. The 2 runs of this game coming in the 4th inning. A double by Johan Camargo. Difference in the game. Well pitched both sides. Jhoulys Chacín, Sean Newcomb. Here's Carlos Wahe leading it off here in the Padres 7th inning. Foul tipped. Defensively there by Wahe. It's a piece of the bat goes into the glove. So it's 0-1. And the pitch outside to Wahe evens the count at 1-1. Two nothing. Braves on top. The 1-1 pitch. A swing and a miss as Wahe goes chasing. After that pitch away, and it's 1-2.
Still got the velocity at 94.
Still throwing hard. Up over 100 pitches now.
Yeah, this being his 4th start. 96, 106, 80. Now 102.
Luis Torrens in the pitcher's spot, expected here in the 7th. Ground ball up the middle. Phillips knocks it down, but can do nothing with it. Wahe going to beat it out and reach at first base. It's a base hit.
Ball looks like it's off the heel. Yeah, up the thumb, the heel, and cannot come up with it cleanly. Oh, that's a start. There's a bloop. How about somewhere a blast to tie this one up?
All right, Snicker headed out there. Looks like going to make a change. His starter, Sean Newcomb, up over 100 pitches, will depart, responsible for Wahe at first. He leads with a 2-0 advantage. A pitching change from Petco Park in San Diego. Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Acura, precision crafted performance. By Petco, where the pets go. And by CarShield. Don't strike out from a big auto repair bill. When you have CarShield, they'll get the repair bill paid for you. Go to carshield.com. Looks like a guy who's got a flair for the dramatic is going to pinch hit here in Hector Sanchez against the new pitcher, Jason Mott, coming in here for the Braves.
Interesting matchup. Hector Sanchez pinch hit home run the other day, right? We all remember that. Well, how about Jason Mott? All 5 runs he has allowed have come via a home run. Stay tuned.
We're saying this chance.
Yeah. He throws a fastball, a cutter. He'll mix in very rarely a curveball and a changeup. About 96-ish on the heater.
Well, this is Wahe at first base. The infield hit starts the inning, chases the starter from the game. Strike one. So Sanchez pitch hitting here for Torrens. Richie Cordero has come out on deck. He would bat for Chacin in the pitcher's spot, so we have back-to-back pinch hitters here in the 7th. Foul back, and it's 0-2. Well, on Saturday, Hector Sanchez, a dramatic pinch hit home run. Gave the Padres the lead, and they would not relinquish.
Oh, he just threw the hands on that one. Didn't even stride. And that was fun for everybody.
Strike three call. Sanchez didn't think so. Mott gets him first out of the 7th inning.
It's one of those cut fastballs from Jason Mott. He wanted it. Ooh. Very, very close. Wanted it down and in, and Tyler Flowers brings that one back, it looks like, a little bit.
So one down here in the 7th inning. Here is Franchi Cordero pitch hitting. 233 average for Cordero. Pretty impressive tonight. Sean Newcomb, 6+ innings, 6 hits, no runs. Walked a batter, struck out 8. He is responsible for his Wahe at first base, but he looked pretty good.
Looked really good. 4th major league start. He had a good fastball. A pitch to all quadrants. The curveball was snapping. Good mound presence. I think the Braves got a good one there. Anytime you got a guy, a left-hander, 6'5"-ish, 255-ish. Big, strong. Going to give you innings. Right?
Absolutely. Got a good one. Downstairs for ball 2, 2-0.
And on the other side of the ledger, don't forget about Chacin. He's pitching a good game as well up to this point. He is done for the night.
7 innings. Just the double given up to Camargo that drove in 2 runs.
Just one pitch. Cutter swung right over the top of it.
Chopped down the third baseline, a foul ball. Wahe with a leadoff single that chased Newcomb from the game. After Sanchez pinch hit, struck out. Now Franchi Cordero batting. Pinch hitting for Jhoulys Chacin. Top of the order, Manuel Margot waiting on deck. Mott has allowed 15 runners. Only 4 to score, as he has inherited 15 runners. 4 have scored. Strike 3 call. Cordero's getting the arms out of the way, ends up trapping the strike zone. Back-to-back case from Mott, 2 down in the inning. Cardinals closer. And he's just on the edges, or off the edges.
Yeah, he got a call there. Another cut fastball, looked like.
Remember, he had 42 saves in 2012 for the St. Louis Cardinals. 2 down on the 7th. Manuel Margot returning tonight off the DL. 0 for 3 in his return. Chops one up the middle from shortstop. Here comes Swanson. His throw is good, and the inning is over. Nicely done by Mott. To end the 7th, we head to the 8th. It's 2-0 Atlanta.
The Giants and the Rockies, and Mark Reynolds continues to punish pitching.
He does. He continues to have a resurgence year after really struggling over the last couple years. He seemed to have found his stroke. And Colorado, although they've slumped as of late, continue to try to keep putting pressure on the top of the standings.
Well, they, like every other team, seem to be feasting on the Giants. They lead that game 3-2. But Mark Reynolds, now consider this for All-Star voting. This guy's putting together a monster year. 299 average, the 19th home run you mentioned, 60 RBIs right now.
Yeah, it's tough to argue against him being one of those guys picked in there, but I know for one thing, he should be in the home run derby because he can put some balls pretty far out there.
With Tony Garcia on Padres Live, the post-game show, which will be brought to you by Cox Communications, we'll break down everything that's happening around the league, all the games you care about, plus what's going on here with your Padres against the Braves, and you'll hear from your manager, Andy Green. Now back up to Don and Mark, guys.
All right, Mike and Tony, thanks very much as we play along here to the 8th inning. Padres to the pen for the first time tonight. Jose Torres comes into the game.
Well, the left-hander now facing these Braves, top of the order. You'll have 2 lefties in Inciarte and Markakis, with Phillips sandwiched in between. Last time out was at Chicago, so he is well rested. Only 2/3 of an inning. That was back on the 20th.
Hector Sanchez, part of the new battery now, stays in the game after pinch hitting. Under Inciarte leading it off here in the 8th inning. Brandon Phillips and Nick Markakis expected to bat here in the 8th inning. Jhoulys Chacín went 7 innings, allowing 7 hits, 2 runs, walked a batter, and struck out 4. Finished with 99 pitches, and finished by retiring the last 10 Braves he faced in a row.
He pitched well. It was just one pitch, that 4th inning that got him. The leadoff double, the single, and then the double by Camargo.
Inciarte sprays 1 foul.
It's one of those nights where you just, there's no guarantees. You throw up a good 7 innings, and just one of those hits is the difference. Somewhat of a pitcher's duel when I look at it. Just that one pitch is the difference in this game. Fastball away. See how Hector Sanchez doing a little cheerleading, getting it out there now.
Minor foul.
I love a catcher like that. Hector Sanchez doing a little cheerleading and pumping the fist and helping you along.
Little coaching.
Yeah. Animated. Tells he's in the game. Fastball up. He's telling him. Slider.
On the ground up the middle to the backhand goes Iswahe. Off balance throw is uncorked into the seats. And will award second base to Inciarte. Nice play to get there, but then Iswahe fires it up and over Myers into the crowd. Not even close.
No. You know, Inciarte runs well, and I know it happens all so quickly, but it'd be one of those plays also where it wouldn't be bad to try to just bounce it over to first base, right? I think even that's an accurate throw. Inciarte is going to beat that out.
So a base hit and an error charged to Iswahe has Inciarte at second base with nobody out here in the eighth. And Brandon Phillips, the batter, as Braves look to obtain some insurance here, batting in the eighth inning with a 2-0 advantage. '86 from Torres. Braves with runners in scoring position, 2 for 5 in the ball game. Inciarte gaining his lead at second base. Nobody out here in the eighth. Check swing on a ball in the dirt. Nicely blocked by Hector Sanchez.
Looked like a changeup, yanked changeup there. Good positioning by Hector. Sliding to his left. Great technique.
Phillips lifts the fly ball to center field. Manuel Margot over towards right center. Makes the catch, gets himself ready for a throw. Throw will be late and a little bit off the mark to the home plate side of third. On the fly out by Brandon Phillips for the first out of the inning. Inciarte takes third base. It's going to be that time as the All-Star balloting getting closer and closer to its finale. In fact, it ends Thursday at 11:59 p.m. And Marcell Ozuna has taken over in left field and will be perhaps representing Miami in Miami. The All-Star game, of course, right here on Fox.
Where can you watch that?
Fox.
Got it.
One out, Inciarte at third base, infield in all the way around. Nick Markakis, a two-hit night, a single in the first, a double in the third, lined out to third in the fifth. Inciarte with his walking lead off third base. Fly ball center field. Should be deep enough. Margot back there makes the catch. Here comes Inciarte. Here comes the throw, and it'll be late. Atlanta takes a 3-0 lead. A sacrifice fly for Nick Markakis. Well, tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. First career home runs at Petco Park. Matt Kemp, 28. Adrian Gonzalez on top of that list by a lot, 64.
Playing as a Padre and in the division with the Dodgers. Chase Headley now in the American League East. Jerko and El Central. Hundley, Rockies, Giants, Padres, and Matt Kemp all those years with the Dodgers as well.
Kemp's had a quiet night at the plate, 0 for 3. Oh, 2.
Oh. You know, sometimes look like a changeup in the dirt there. Sometimes hitters have it in their mind, I'm going to swing no matter what.
Guessing.
Yeah. Or out of the hand, it looked like it was going to be right there, and then it gets up on you. It's a changeup hitting out in front of home plate.
Swing and a miss. Same type thing. He strikes out. A run for the Braves in the top of the 8th inning. It's 3-0 Atlanta after 7.5. Strikeout number 1 for Torres. Between the Padres and the Atlanta Braves, Bartolo Colon's got some tough numbers on the year. 2-7 with a 7.78 earned run average. Luis Perdomo on the mound for the Padres. 2-4 with a 4.56. Gets started at 6:30 with Padres Live. Braves and Padres, game 2 of the series.
Always love to watch the big sexy Bartolo Colon.
Did a home run here last year.
Yeah, off James Shields. Here comes Coco.
In a Mets
and Luis Perdomo also fun to watch. So that's a good matchup.
Jose Ramirez, the new pitcher now in the game for Atlanta. Their third arm of the night used. Takes over for Jason Mott, who's impressive.
Well, Ramirez has walked at least 1 in 7 straight games. Padres need multiple base runners here. Running out of outs.
Ball foul off to the right out of play. Padres have not been able to push across any runs in this game. Left 7 men on base. They've had their chances. Myers a 2-hit night. He'll bat next. Jason Mott came in with a runner at first and struck out Sanchez and Cordero for getting Margot to ground out. Those 3 hitters retired them all. And now Jose Ramirez in the game. Morella fouling it off down the right field line, out of play. just 27 years of age. Called up July 28th of last year. Has had a 2.63 earned run average in 65 games since being called up to Atlanta. Chop foul outside of third. Game 77 of the year for the Padres, nearing the halfway mark. Opposite field and in to make the catch is Markakis. Hung up long enough for Markakis to come in. Sharply hit ball the other way by Perella. He's out number one.
Well, like Tony Gwynn Jr. and I were talking about earlier, nothing can do right there. Good swing. Nothing you can do about it. Keep hacking.
One out here in the 8th, and it brings up Will Myers. Myers with a double in the first, a single in the third, and he grounded out to short in the 6th inning. It's outside, 1-2. Renfroe waiting on deck. Padres batting here in the 8th. Strike 3 call. Myers has some things to say here to Lance Barrett on the way by. And still standing there. And would appear to be off the plate.
We've had a few of those tonight. Maybe a handful of pitches off the plate.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a ball. Yeah. Down and away.
Two down here in the 8th, and it brings up Hunter Renfroe. On the ground towards shortstop to his left, Dansby Swanson throws out Renfroe, and the Padres are down in order in the 8th. 3-0 Atlanta. by Carl's Jr. and it is Sean Newcomb with 6+ innings, allowing no runs, 6 hits, walked 1 and struck out 8. Pitcher of record right now on the winning side for the Atlanta Braves.
His 4th major league start. He had a good one, only 1 walk. Looking back at his ledger back in the minor leagues and in the big leagues, it was kind of 4 here, 3 there. No walks, 2 walks, but he was on tonight.
Chance for his first major league win tonight.
Yep. Padres have had some opportunities, and Jhoulys Chacín, a solid 7 innings well. Just haven't been able to bring those any of those 7 runners left on base home to get on the board.
9th inning, and Matt Adams leading it off here for Atlanta. We were talking about Matt Kemp earlier. What I remember from Matt Adams was him being a lot bigger when he was with the Cardinals. He looks like he's lost weight.
You're right, he has. Absolutely good call. He has trimmed down big time.
This is to center field. Margot coming in, and he'll make the catch. And Adams retired for the first out here of the 9th inning. We're looking at the National League leaders last inning. Let's check out the All-Stars in the American League right now in the All-Star game balloting.
Oh, Aaron Judge, leading vote getter at 3,400,000 plus. Okay, some great young talent in the game, huh?
Absolutely. Salvador Perez, who we just saw with the Kansas City Royals. Tyler Flowers will take strike 1. 2-hit night tonight for the Braves catcher. Single to right, single to center. It's also flied out to left field. On the ground towards third, Spangenberg. Round number 2 of the 9th inning. Torres done a nice job since coming into this game. He's now retired 5 Braves in a row. And he'll bring up Dansby Swanson. 0 for 3. He's grounded into a fielder's choice, struck out swinging, and grounded out to shortstop. The center fielder Margot over towards right center. Somewhat of a gap out there in left center field.
Slider, he wants him to bounce it. See his glove tapping it on the ground there. Get it down. Did you see Hector Sanchez? He's like ticked.
He's still on.
He's like, get it down. That one caught too much of the plate. Love that. Come on now. Fastball up. There you go.
Fouled it back to get it up. 95 on the fastball. Torres getting Adams to fly out to center. Flowers to ground out to third.
Now bounce it. Bounce that slider.
Chop down third baseline foul.
Oh, I don't even want to look at Hector in the face right now.
He didn't get it down, did he?
Look at him. He left that one up in the zone as well. Too high. He wants it down, and look at that's
not bouncing.
No.
Going back upstairs again. And a swing and a miss. Struck him out to end the inning. Nicely done by Jose Torres. We head to the bottom of the ninth. Braves have a 3-0 lead. Torres retires 6 in a row.
Ninth. Hey, Padre fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go, presented by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Download the app and take Padres baseball wherever you go.
3-0. Braves have lead over the Padres. Corey Spangenberg, Eric Ibar, Carlos Eswaje scheduled to face the closer into the game, Jim Johnson. 15 out of 20 on the year for Johnson. Back-to-back seasons of 50 saves in 2012, 2013. That was in an Orioles uniform. Last year, 20 saves for Atlanta.
So the blown save is there, Don. I mean, 15 out of 20. We're sitting on June 27th. Righties 242, but he's been owning lefties at a 180 clip. He's around the plate also. 32 frames plus, 36 strikeouts, only 8 walks.
Spangenberg leads it off. Swing and a miss, and the bat goes flying into the Padres dugout. Looks like everybody's all right down there. Got a piece of Hector Sanchez. 0-1. He's going to miss outside. Spangenberg, a bunt single in the second, lined out to third in the fourth, walked in the 6th inning. Strike called.
Well, according to Fox Tracks, down and in for a strike.
Strike 3 call. Spangenberg's going to like that even less. A frustrated bunch of Friars tonight.
on strike.
12 strikeouts tonight for Braves pitching.
It's been a weird zone tonight.
Mark Ibar 0 for 3. Take strike one. Strike two. And Johnson in his third year now in Atlanta. Most of his major league time spent with the Baltimore Orioles. Two and two. Out of 50 save seasons coming back to back in an Orioles uniform, then to Detroit. And Oakland before coming here to Atlanta. 2-2 pitch. Ibar strikes out, 2 down in the 9th inning. Well, time now for the Bill Howe play of the game, and Matt Kemp having Ibar here on a deep fly ball to left field, back to the warning track, and Kemp made the catch up against the wall. So Kemp having a quiet night at the plate. Chipping in defensively for Atlanta in his return here to San Diego. 2 down in the 9th inning. Here's Carlos Azuaje. Azuaje 2 hits tonight, a single to right in the 2nd, infield hit to second base in the 7th. Wrapped around a strikeout, so 2 for 3 for Azuaje. In there for strike 2. Jim Johnson trying to pick up his 16th save of the year. It is a save situation here, 2 down in the 9th inning. Johnson with a 1-2 pitch. 2-2. Azuaje can find a way on. Hector Sanchez would be next. Padres trailing by 3 with 2 down here in the 9th inning. Missing with a curveball, and the count runs full. There's Hector Sanchez hoping he'll get a chance here in the 9th. 3-2 pitch. Azuaje fouls it back to the screen.
Keep passing that baton to the next guy. Take a walk here, a little bloop here, a walk there.
Payoff pitch again. And it's high ball 4. Azuaje works a walk. Padres have a base runner with 2 down in the 9th inning. That gives Hector Sanchez a chance. Padres trying to get the tying run to the plate. Ground ball right side into right field, a base hit. So he'll keep on going to third, and the Padres will bring the tying run to the plate. So first and third now with 2 down. This has happened quickly.
Swinging early. Sanchez going out and getting a fastball and pulling that ball to the right side.
So the tying run coming to the plate for San Diego. Alan Cordova is going to pinch hit. Pinch hits here in the pitcher spot for Jose Torres. 248 average, 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. Ball 1. Johnson struck out Spangenberg and Ibar, but a walk and a single. And now Cordova in his 3rd at bat against Johnson. And a check swing foul will even the count at 1-1.
Oh, those are the ones you hate. Those are the ones you want back. Trying to hold up, and ball found the bat. Rather than 2-0, 1-1.
Strike 2. Wahe at third. Sanchez at first. 2 down in the 9th inning. Two and two. Tampa does have 3 home runs on the year. If he can pop one out here, it would tie this game. Strike 3 call, and that is the ball game. Cordova goes looking as Johnson ends up striking out the side. Frustrated night for the Padres tonight as the Braves blank them 3-0 in game 1 of the series. What's in store, Mike Pomeranz?
Well, we're going to take you for a look around Big League Baseball. Some great highlights to get you caught up on. We've got a preview of Inside San Diego Sports, which will follow us immediately, and you'll hear from Andy Green.